Good morning, everyone. Coach Jandy here. So, has your picker been off in a relationship? I know that for many years mine had been off, and I had this epiphany about it because, I would think that I would have had a good picker on board in one aspect. In another aspect, no, because I came from a very highly dysfunctional family, alcoholic parents, nightclub entertainers, all of that. So it was kind of crazy town. And my father was not around. So I did not have that role model of a male. Well, at least as a father. But I did have my brother around who was 18 years older than me. And he very much stepped into that role and acted as a father figure. I remember I even used to give him Father's Day cards, and he provided for us financially some over the years. And ultimately, everybody always knew my brother, thought, he's a fabulous man. And he was. There were so many great things about John. I loved my brother. And he was strong. He was successful. He believed that he could do anything. I mean, he just had that attitude of I can do anything. And I've always admired that about him because I've had to fight that. I've never always known that, and I still fight that today. So I thought to myself, well, that was my male role model, so why is it that my picker, in men was so bad at one time? And what I realized in thinking about this is even though my brother was a pretty good man, I mean, he had his flaws, but he would talk about my father. And he would talk about my father's dysfunctions and how messed up he was and all of his bad behaviors. And so if that's the topic of conversation all the time, then that's what I receive, and that's what you receive. If your mother badmouths your father all the time, it doesn't matter how the man shows up, how well he shows up, if he provides financially, emotionally, gets together with the kids. If there is chatter, if there is talk negatively about that parent, it does seep into the child's mind, and therefore it does imprint on that child. It can partly become behavior in which then they go out and choose a mate, because we're somewhat programmed to repeat behavior and repeat generational stuff. And so what we hear, we believe, because these are our parents, and so we believe what they say. So no matter how somebody shows up, sometimes, particularly as children, if we hear it enough, then we're going to believe it, okay? So, and vice versa. You can have, bad behavior on board and hear great things, and, something just doesn't add up. So I really realized this about myself, some time ago, that even though I had a good role model, I mean, my brother was married for 30 years and they had a pretty decent relationship and had fun and all those kinds of things. But I heard not only from him, but my sister and my mother and everybody around me, how bad my father was and all of the traits. I heard all of the traits. So guess what I went out and picked? Those traits. So parents, be very careful what you say around your children. They hear it, they pick up on it. If you've got a bad picker on board, kind of figure out where it came from, start to minus that language, step up, don't settle, and choose differently. It's not too late. Okay, so that's what Coach Jandy has today. Go to my website, coachjandy.com, Coach Jandy on YouTube. Got lots of these videos. Please share. I think these are some important messages that hopefully will help others, and I do really appreciate your support. Thanks, and have a great one.